You can study in the morning, you can study at night. You can study outside by a campfire light. You can study with the Rabbi.
When do you turn to God? When things are fantastic, when things are great, or when things aren't really going your way? When do you get angry with God? When do you pray to God? When do you yell out at God? Most of us turn to God when we need help, when things aren't going the way we planned, when we feel like the world is unfair. That's when we turn to God. And very often we're upset because we feel that God doesn't answer. We feel that God isn't paying attention. The whole question of reward and punishment, of bad things happening, even when we feel that we've been very good people, has been a struggle for us Jews for centuries. In fact, for everyone. Harold Kushner's famous book, When Bad Things Happen to Good People. Many people think the title is Why Bad Things Happen to Good People, but it's not. There is no answer for why bad things happen to good people. We just know that when bad things happen to good people, we'll have to face those struggles. In this week's Torah portion, Ki Tavo, we read about blessings and curses. And the Torah says, if you do all of these things, if you fulfill all of these mitzvot, all these commandments, then great things will happen. If you don't, watch out. It is not going to be pretty. What do we do with that? What do we do with that fundamental belief that God rewards and punishes those who either do good or those who do bad? I don't have an easy answer for you, but I do have an insight that I think is beautiful. It's not my own. It's actually from Rabbi Simcha Bunim of Poland. He lived in the 19th century. And he notices that in the Parsha, it doesn't say, if you don't do this mitzvah or this mitzvah or this mitzvah, then you will get this consequence or this punishment. It says, as a general sweeping statement, because you did not serve God joyfully and gladly in your time of prosperity. So that's a whole new way of thinking about reward and punishment. We reach out to God when we're suffering, when we're struggling, but what God is asking us to do is to reach out to God, to be thankful when things are great, when things are fine. In the calm times, God says, be joyful. Celebrate. You have reason to be happy with your lot. You have reason to feel blessed with what I've given you, with what you've earned, with what you've accomplished, with what I've helped you accomplish. Don't wait for times to get bad, because if you wait, then those bad times will feel like punishments. But now, if you rejoice, if you find joy, if you set aside the oi and focus on the joy, then when those times come, you'll have the spiritual wherewithal, you'll have the emotional courage to face them. And perhaps to even in those difficult times, thank God for the support that God's giving you, to thank God for the gifts that God is giving you, even in those times, to make it through, to find courage, to find strength, to find faith. We Jews are fantastic at worrying about the bad things, but then we lose sight of how blessed we are every single day with the good things. God says to us in this week's Parsha, serve God joyfully when things are good, because that is a remedy for how to struggle with when things aren't so good.
It's okay as you will see that we're bound to disagree. Don't have to see eye to eye to make the Torah come alive. Now that I've had my say, let's not waste the whole day.